Hi, this is Carrie Roslin, a fiber artist in Western New York, and I'm here sharing my final video, the sixth video in a series that covers a project I've been working on this year, 2020, called Community Garden, Discovering the Roots and Resources within Cattaraugus County. So today I'm showing the last of my 4 pieces in this series, and it is our fall piece. So welcome, and today I'm going to talk about the piece, where it is within county, and then also all the fibers I used and the different natural dyes I was able to extract from local plants that I gathered, and where they're incorporated into this piece. So give me a second to get back there. All right, last one. I'm very excited to get to a place where this project is coming to completion. It has been a long journey, and a majority of the time was spent dyeing and record keeping, which is something that is not always something artists like to do, but it has been good for me to develop those skills and all of this. As you can see, I put out the trays that I had at the beginning where I talked about all 60 different dye variations I was able to get. And in this piece, it actually incorporates every single one of them. So along with the wools in their natural state, which again was the Rambouillet, the black, but then also the wool I got from Fox and Hound from a local farm, our very own Angora. And this is, I think, some of the tips from the wool from Chapman Farms, where I got a black fleece. I also was able to get a little bit of a black fleece from Moonrock Farms, which is a Romney cross, and I use those as well. I just don't have a piece of that up here with me. So, not to spend too much time covering what's already been covered if you followed the whole series, I'm just going to go through each color here and kind of talk about what is here. There you go. What is here and kind of where I used it. And I'll try not to be too long. Okay. So each one of these little boxes has a card in it with what's inside of it. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to leave these at the gallery so that people can kind of touch the wool. Usually when I show, I'll bring a tray and have fibers for people to touch and kind of get their hands into, just because fiber is different from paint in that it's so engaging, you want to touch it. And most of the people who really appreciate my work and really connect with it, they really like the fact that they just want to touch it. They like the fact that you can engage with it physically, but they like that they just want to touch most of the time. But I usually put my pieces behind glass to protect them from, hands and things of that nature. So in order to engage with the pieces, I try to bring a tray. However, I do not have a lot of each different color. As I've said in other videos, it takes a long time to collect the materials, and you need quite a bit of natural dyeing materials to dye just a small amount of wool. So I don't have a ton of each one of these colors. In fact, some colors I've already run out of. So I'm not sure if I'm going to bring all of the trays or one of the trays. I'm still working that out. If you have an opinion, you can go ahead and share that. And I'll take it into consideration, because there's different opinions flying around this house about what to do on that one. So let's get started, and I'll show you. I got my little black square to kind of put it up against and give you a better idea of what it is. Okay, so most of my yellows are going to be here in the highlights, in the trees and the leaves. Here, mostly where the sun's hitting, and then again here in the highlights. Probably my favorite highlight color in all of this was this color down here, which I'll get to, which is the Bee Balm. That was my favorite highlight color. And this will lend itself well to that as well. Okay, starting up here, we have sumac leaves, honey locust and dogwood leaves, buttercup, and yellow onion skins, Queen Anne's lace, cigar tree leaves, red onion skins, yellow onion skins, third dye bath. So I talked in some other videos. I have a second dye bath. That means you use the dye bath, you pour out what's left over, put some more wool in, dye it again, pour out what's left over, put some more wool in. So this was the third time that dye bath was used. Birch inner bark, collected in winter. Rose petals, those are actually pink and red. Inner birch bark again. And rhubarb root, a second dye bath. We have rhubarb and buttercups. We have yellow onion skin, which you can see this is a second for yellow onion skin, so not the first. They gave me a pretty vivid yellow. That's going to be all these trees right in here. Rose petals that were in a dye bath for a long time, which gave it a little bit more of a brownish color to them. And comfrey. Let me go around. This one's rhubarb leaves. Rhubarb leaves. And Bee Balm. Like I said, Bee Balm was my favorite. Kind of like a dull chartreuse. My favorite highlight in this piece for highlighting. Dandelion with iron. And rhubarb and red cabbage. Okay, I'm going to move this tray out of the way so we can move on to the next one. So in this one we have red onions and yellow onions with copper. Copper is one I didn't use very much. It made me a little nervous because I was making my own mordants and modifiers, and copper can be toxic. So I didn't play around with copper too much. I used iron quite a bit though. Queen Anne's lace and dandelion greens. Yellow onion skin second with iron. And Speria and rose greens. And so most of the greens you're going to see are in the lighter colors are in the highlight areas. There's touches of it down in here, and it's going to be over in here and in the center again. We have Queen Anne's lace with iron. I've used that one a few times. Rhubarb and cigar tree leaves. This is rhubarb second with cigar tree leaves. Queen Anne's lace with iron. So you can see iron kind of goes, kind of saddens the color, makes it a little duller. Apple leaves and cherry leaves with iron. But this is not, actually this is a first. This is a first. And then this is apple leaves and cherry leaves second with a Queen Anne's lace second with an iron modifier. Copper and iron, this one was used in every single piece, every single one. This one and I think nettles. A couple of the other ones, but those two for sure. Rose petal and their greens. Onion skin seconds with iron. Cherry leaves and apple leaves and purple dragon flowers with iron modifier. This one's Dyer's Polypore. This one's Rhubarb Root. This one's Walnut Leaves. Walnut Leaves. Ink Cap. Ink Cap might have been used on every single one as well. Poppies. And yellow onion skins. And last in this tray is geranium and rose petals. So as you can see, I used some dye baths several times and then mixed them with different variations to kind of give me different colors and different shades. Starting back here, we have poinsettia with ink cap, nettles, and this was the one that was used on every single one. Avocado, this one was used almost on every single one. This one is sumac, where the berries are gathered in the winter from the winter. Blueberries with rhubarb mordant. This one is rhubarb and sumac mixed together. This one is yellow onion skins on a different type of wool than this one. This one is also yellow onion skins, but again, this is locks and different type of wool, and I think they had a different mordant, which is what adheres the dye to the wool. This is cigar leaves and twigs with rhubarb mordant. Rhubarb and rose petals. Avocado with vinegar, which vinegar can work as not necessarily a mordant, but it helps to attach the dye. Phlox, which is actually a peachy color compared to most. Blueberries and raspberries. Cochineal, which I didn't get as vibrant out of cochineal as I thought I would have. Staghorn sumac, again gathered at a different time of the year. This one is nettles with iron over Shetland. This one's staghorn sumac over top of Shetland. This is rose petals, gave me just a kind of a dingy brown. This one's lupin. This is the only piece that incorporated the lupin. Or lupine. And this one's clover. Just a very light green that added to that. So those are all the different natural dye colors that I used. Let's see, I think I'm going to take this and go closer. I'll do one close-up for you. And then this will be my last video outside of the piece. So here we go. Let me see. Can't really tell what I'm looking at. Right, so there you have it. There's a kind of a close-up. You can see all the detail in it. If you look back through my Facebook posts, you can see just a still frame photo of it. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. And we'll see you at the show maybe. Springville Art Center, Places and Spaces, opens October 14th and it comes down on December 11th. So this is where you can check out this great project that I was working on, as well as several of my other pieces. I think I will have over 60 pieces in that show if we can get them all in. All right, have a great one. We'll talk to you later.